I first met Graham when I joined the team as a redshirt freshman in 1986. He was Dave Chambers' assistant coach at the time. He was the main assistant coach on the team. He came to York to work on his kinesiology degree, and he was a volunteer assistant coach for Chris Koska at the time. I first met him during my first season as a redshirt, and my first impression, my first interactions with him were always at the end of practice when he was conditioning all the players that weren't playing. So I have to admit my first impressions of him weren't very good. I think his greatest ability as a coach was his ability to connect with players individually on a personal level. You have to remember the 80s, in my opinion, were a time of my way or the highway coaching, and Graham was very much a modern day coach, where he would solicit input from senior players on the team about everything from rest to special teams to approaches to the game. It was very refreshing, and it's something that's commonplace today, but it wasn't back then. So our first championship season was 1987-88. We had a record of 28-1-5, which was regular season and playoffs. And I believe we were 10-0 on our way to Western for a road game. And I was relaxing before the game, as I like to do, reading a fishing magazine. And Graham was in the front of the boat, the front of the bus, and he was on his way back, and he stopped and he saw that I was reading a fishing magazine. And he said, "Kiriakou, who the bleep do you think you are reading a fishing magazine before the biggest game of the season? Get your head in the game. But when you're finished reading that magazine, make sure you pass it through the seats to me so I can read it cover to cover." And he slapped me on the shoulder and kept going. I turned to Bill McGuire, our captain. I said, "What's that all about?" And Bill, he said, he was a huge fisherman, huge. So we lost the game. It was our only loss the whole season, because like I said, we were 28-1-5 that year, and went on and won the national championship. But after the game, the loss didn't faze him at all. He had told me years afterwards he thought it was positive, because we were starting to get a little big-headed as a team, and we spent the whole bus trip home talking about fishing, because he was a huge fisherman and so am I. And oddly enough, that started off a fishing tradition with Graham and I that continues to this day. Well, he's had a very long and decorated career. As head coach and assistant coach, he's won 3 University Cups, 5 Queen's Cups, 4 Coach of the Year awards, and I believe he's the longest serving CIS head coach in men's hockey history. After leaving York, he became the head hockey coach of the Ryerson Rams for 10 years and has recently retired from that position, and has retired to basically cottage country with his lovely wife. Congratulations, Pipes, on your induction in the York Sports Hall of Fame.